one JPEG. So at this point, either you can change the path where you include the recipes folder as well. So you'll need to go with assets, images, and then recipes folder, and then recipe number one. Or we can simply go back to the file system, and then I'll grab my recipe number one and then just copy and paste back in my images folder. So I'll still have my recipe one JPEG directly in my images folder. I think this is going to be the approach that I'm going to take. So again, I can restart the server, and if everything is correct, there should be no warnings in the terminal. All right, that should do it as far as the arguments. So now let's take a look at file field. And what I'm going to do is just delete everything here. Notice I just go back to this nice clean layout. And then, like I said, when we work with all file, we work with collection. We work with all of our nodes. Now, when we work with file, we work with that one specific node. So for example, I could go here to the file and notice how we're getting all of these arguments. And you're probably, okay, why is it so many? Why for all file we had only 4 and now I have this huge list? Well, let's see when we set up the data. For example, I'm going to go here with a name and I'll run it. And it's beautiful. I'm getting back my logo. And if I really want to double check, of course, I can go with, I don't know, relative path, and I'll see that, of course, the name is logo SVG. And that's awesome because now, of course, I can access the same fields like we did with all file field when we're iterating over those nodes. However, there's one gotcha. I mean, I'm getting a logo file, right? But what if I don't want the logo? Because I can clearly see that in my project, in the images folder, well, I have about, I have big copy, big, or maybe even I want to access one of the recipe images. How can I do that? Because this logo SVG is awesome if I want that logo SVG, but if I don't want it, it's kind of useless, correct? And again, we have to use the arguments. That's why we have so many of them here. Where essentially we say, yeah, get me that one file, but with the help of arguments, we specifically say which file we're actually looking for. And again, you can use any of them over here, but the one that I'll use is going to be relative path. And again, we have more options here, and I'm going to go with equal. And once I have this in place, I just need to provide the name of the image. For instance, if I'm looking for big JPEG, I go with big and then JPEG. And if I run it, of course, now I have